And she's stressed, like every other woman, like every other mother. She felt pregnant, looking forward to that moment that she gives birth to that baby. But now, if it's going to be a boy, well, the moment that this baby is going to be born, he's going to be executed. And who's spying? Her own people. Why? Because the midwives of Bani Israel were threatened. If you're not going to report any baby boy that's been born from Bani Israel, you're going to be executed in return. So it's life-threatening situation here. It's not something that people can really compromise on, unless someone has strong faith. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran al-Kareem, يَسْتَضْعِفُ طَائِفَةً مِّنْهُمْ يُذَبِّحُ أَبْنَاءَهُمْ وَيَسْتَحْيِي نِسَاءَهُم. He had oppressed Bani Israel, and he mistreated Bani Israel. He put them as one of the lowest classes. He makes their baby girls stay alive, their baby boys die. And now, that year that Musa A.S. is born in is a year that he was killing the baby boys of Bani Israel. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran al-Kareem, وَأَوْحَيْنَا إِلَىٰ أُمِّ مُوسَى أَنْ أَرْضِعِهِ. We revealed to the mother of Musa, suckle him. Suckle him in which way? She's concerned. She's worried about her pregnancy and if she gives birth. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed. Here, awhayna, prophets and messengers are only men. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can inspire someone with something. Sometimes Allah put something in your heart. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put something in the heart of the mother of Musa. One of the things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had inspired Bani Israel, pregnant with Musa. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala inspired her to hide her pregnancy. And that's why she reduced from her public appearance. She reduced from going out to the public. Why? Because obviously if she's pregnant, it's going to appear on her that she's pregnant. Which means people will be watching her. She's going to give birth to a baby boy or a baby girl. So the moment that people find out that she's pregnant, people will be waiting. She reduced from a public appearance. And she stayed at home. Which is a big hardship here. Staying at home for 6-7 months so people don't find out that she's pregnant. That's a big struggle. And it's a big sacrifice. So you could imagine that the mother of Musa alayhi salam, or alayhi salam, the mother of Musa, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be pleased from her. She stayed in her home, she stayed in her house for many months until she gave birth to Musa alayhi salam. Now it's a boy. If it's a girl, alhamdulillah. And the other, alhamdulillah, she's not going to be executed, but it's a boy. Alhamdulillah, it's a boy. But you know what? Allah ain. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be with me. Because right now, sooner or later, the news is going to come out that the mother of Musa and the family of Musa had given birth. The mother of Musa had given birth, and the family of Musa, they've been blessed with a baby. But this baby is a boy. And now the law is that Pharaoh is implementing any baby boy from Bani Israel to be executed. And that's the year that he's executing all the baby boys. So she became very concerned. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed to her a revelation not of prophecy and inspiration. You know that thought that Allah inspires you with? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala inspired this righteous woman and mother, the mother of Musa alayhi salam, and ardi'i, suckle him. Take care of him like every other baby. فَإِذَا خِفْتِ عَلَيْهِ فَأَلْقِهِ فِي الْيَمِّ وَلَا تَخَافِي وَلَا تَحْزَنِي إِنَّا رَادُّهُ إِلَيْكِ وَجَاعِلُهُ مِنَ الْمُرْسَلِينَ. When you become too concerned over your baby boy, and you know that the news is about to break out, and people will notice that you've got a baby boy, which means what? It will result to his execution, his death. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had inspired her. Allah had instructed her. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had guided her and mentioned to her, well, Allah Azza wa Jalla inspired her by her understanding. And فَإِذَا خِفْتِ عَلَيْهِ, when you become too concerned, فَأَلْقِيهِ فِي الْيَمِّ, put him in a chest and cast him in the river. What river we're talking about here? The Nile River, which is the famous river in Egypt, which is the largest and the biggest river in the world. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had inspired the mother of, even if Jibreel comes down to you and tells you, look, you know your newly born son, put him in a chest and go and put him in the river, or go and put him in the sea. We listen to this story and we say, subhanallah, well, that's so nice story. This is a huge sacrifice. What are you talking about? Do you think that's easy for a mother that just fell pregnant and carried this child for many months, and then after she gave birth to this child, now Allah tells her, go and put him in a chest and go and put him in a river? That's a big sacrifice. It's not an easy sacrifice. So don't just enjoy listening to the story and say, oh, Allah, it's a very nice story. This is a huge sacrifice. It's not an easy thing to be done. And you could imagine that these people, these righteous people, how much sacrifice they've sacrificed for Islam. And how much sacrifice they sacrificed for them to preserve their religion. And I want you to reflect upon you preserving your identity in this day and age, where there's a lot of challenges we as Muslims encounter. Our sisters are wearing hijab and they encounter hardships and difficulties. They are a target. And you as a Muslim, when your name is Ahmad or Muhammad or any other Muslim name, or because you look like a Muslim, or because you practice or you behave like a Muslim, sometimes you are a target. And we as a Muslim community, we are a target. But imagine, and I want you to reflect upon the sacrifice that the mother of Musa had sacrificed in order for her to preserve her identity and his son. Put him in a chest and just throw him in the river. That's not an easy sacrifice. That's suicidal. It is. It's a huge sacrifice. But yet, for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, everything will become easy. فَإِذَا خِفْتِ عَلَيْهِ فَأَلْقِيهِ فِي الْيَمِّ وَلَا تَخَافِ وَلَا تَحْزَنِ. On top of all this, after you do this drastic move, after you do this scary move, that you put him in a chest and then you cast him in the river, don't be afraid. What do you mean don't be afraid? This is not an easy thing. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying don't be afraid. وَلَا تَخَافِ وَلَا تَحْزَنِ. Don't be afraid and don't be concerned. Ya Rab, how? This is a baby boy, few days old. I just put him in a chest and I threw him in a river. What do you mean not to be scared and not to be concerned? Of course I'm scared. Of course I'm concerned. But you know what? When it comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, don't be scared and don't be concerned. Exactly like the Prophet. Don't be concerned. Inna radduhu ilayk. We're going to bring him back to you. Subhanallah, bring him back. How? What about if the river just takes him somewhere else? What about if a crocodile comes and eats him? What about if someone else captures him? Subhanallah, it's a huge sacrifice. So Allah says to her, cast him in the river, don't be scared, don't be concerned, we're going to bring him back to you. Not only we're going to bring him back to you, وَجَاعِلُوهُ مِنَ الْمُرْسَلِينَ. On the top of all this, we're going to make him a prophet and a messenger. Subhanallah. Subhanallah, what a sacrifice. What an amazing sacrifice. From this believing mother, from this righteous mother. Put your son in a chest, throw him in the river, let the river take him wherever the river wants to take him. At the end of the day, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one that controls the river and where the river flows. But don't be scared, don't be concerned. He's coming back to you. Not only that he's coming back to you, he's going to come back to you as a prophet and a messenger too. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions this to you, what's your conviction? What's your conviction? Where's your faith? Where's the certainty that you've got? Well, the mother of Musa had that certainty. She had that yaqeen. She had that conviction. Yes, I'm going to do what I'm told. I'm going to put him in that chest. I'm going to cast him in the river. I'm going to leave the rest to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So she did that. She put him in the chest. She cast him in the river and let the river take him wherever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to take him. وقالت لأخته قصي فبصرت به عن جنب وهم لا يشعرون. On the top of all this, she told her daughter, the sister of Musa alayhi salam, follow him. Follow this chest and see where this chest is going to. Now the whole thing, this whole scenario, this whole drama, this whole movie now is about what? This whole action is about what? Making sure that she protects Musa alayhi salam from Fir'aun. So where did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make that chest land? On the shore of the palace of Fir'aun. Subhanallah. Ya Rab, I did the whole thing to you, run away from Fir'aun. Now you take him all the way to Fir'aun. It's all in the hands of Allah. It's all in the hands of Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does whatever He wants. This whole drama, she's doing all this because she wants to safeguard her baby from Fir'aun and to protect her baby from Fir'aun. And Allah tells her, go and cast him in the river and leave the rest to us. So Allah takes this chest and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala takes this baby all the way to the shore of Fir'aun. Subhanallah. Allah works in mysterious ways. What you see from the outside is different to what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had planned and decreed from the inside. And that's why you need to have faith in Allah. You need to have certainty in what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had promised. So right now, this chest goes all the way to the shore of the palace of Fir'aun. وقالت لأخته قصي فبصرت به عن جنب وهم لا يشعرون. Subhanallah, she's following that chest. She's a mother at the end of the day. And as much as conviction and certainty she's got in the promise of Allah, she's a human being. She's a mother. She's a woman. But a strong believing mother and woman. And the sister of Musa alayhi salam, the daughter of the mother of Musa alayhi salam, followed that chest. وقالت لأخته قصي. Follow it. See where the chest lands. And where did it land? It landed on the shore of the palace of Fir'aun. فالتقطه آل فرعون ليكون لهم عدوا وحزنا. It landed on the shore of the palace of Fir'aun. فالتقطه. Who captured this chest and this baby? آل فرعون. The family of Fir'aun. The people of Fir'aun. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what does He say? From the outside, you're looking at it. That's it. My baby is gone. Finished. The person that I'm trying to protect my baby away from is the person that my baby now went to right in front of his hands. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, لِيَكُونَ لَهُمْ عَدُوًّا وَحَزَنًا. Yes, we sent them to Fir'aun, and the family of Fir'aun managed to capture Musa alayhi salam, and we're talking about a baby here. لِيَكُونَ لَهُمْ عَدُوًّا وَحَزَنًا. So Musa alayhi salam will become their enemy later on, and he'll become their biggest grief. He'll become the biggest grief of Fir'aun. Don't worry. From the outside, look at it and calculate it the way you want, but at the end of that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has plans. إِنَّ فِرْعَوْنَ وَهَامَانَ وَجُنُودَهُمَا كَانُوا خَاطِئِينَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Fir'aun, Haman is senior advisor and minister, وَجُنُودَهُمَا, and his soldiers, and he had a huge army. Some narrations say he had over 1 million soldiers, over 1 million soldiers. That Fir'aun and his minister Haman and his soldiers, and we're talking about an army that exceeds probably 1 million soldiers, كانوا خاطئين. They were all wrong. They were all wrong. They were wrong in their calculations. They were wrong in their perception. They were wrong in their belief. They were wrong in their tyranny. They were wrong in every single angle, in every single aspect. And Allah will prove them wrong later on. Subhanallah. So now who embraces Musa alayhi salam? The wife of Fir'aun. وقالت امرأة فرعون قرة عين لي ولك. Subhanallah. There's one thing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had made about Musa alayhi salam. There's one thing that Allah had embedded in Musa. Any woman that looks at Musa when he was a baby, she fell in love in him, including the wife of Fir'aun. When the maids and the soldiers and the people in the palace of Fir'aun managed to get hold of that chest and open that chest, there was that beautiful young baby, or that little baby. They brought him to the mother of the wife of Fir'aun. They brought Musa alayhi salam to the wife of Fir'aun. When the wife of Fir'aun looked at Musa alayhi salam, and her name is Asya, and we'll talk about Asya, like she's another righteous woman that we'll talk about later on. When they brought Musa alayhi salam to Asya, the moment that Asya gazed at Musa alayhi salam as a baby, she fell in love in him. She couldn't let go. قُرَّةُ عَيْنٍ لِي وَلَكَ لَا تَقْتُلُوهُ. They straight away knew he's from Bani Israel, because they know the skin color, the looks. They knew that he's from Bani Israel. And this is the year that he killed the children and the baby boys of Bani Israel. But when the wife of Fir'aun saw Musa alayhi salam, saw that baby, in particular that she was barren, she never gave birth, and she's been longing for a child. She saw that child coming right in front of her house, right in front of her palace. She captured that child. She took him in. She fell in love in that child and said, قُرَّةُ عَيْنٍ لِي وَلَكَ. I'm in love with this baby. لَا تَقْتُلُوهُ. Don't kill him. Don't kill him. عَسَىٰ أَن يَنْفَعَنَا. Maybe we'll make benefit out of him. أَوْ نَتَّخِذَهُ وَلَدًا. We'll take him as an son. Especially that we don't have any kids. وَهُمْ لَا يَشْعُرُونَ. Don't tell people about it. خلاص, we'll just say, I fell pregnant, I gave birth to him, and this is my son. Subhanallah. So now, the second phase of the love of Musa alayhi salam starts in the household of his enemy. The one that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is preparing for to destroy later on. But right in the household of who? Of his enemy. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will fulfill His promise, in which Allah will return Musa A.S. back to his mother right away. How and when? We'll talk about it next week. بإذن الله تعالى. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب